Time now to read and react, starting in Cincinnati, where Joe Burrow is back on the field and addressed his mindset as he tries to return from the wrist injury that ended last season for him.
I try to keep my mindset a day at a time. I think that's the best way that you can handle situations like these. This has definitely been one of the most challenging parts of my life for the last several months, but we're getting through it and continuing to improve, mentally and physically every day. So it's definitely a challenge and a process.
We saw him throwing on Tuesday. Graz, what more can you tell us about Burrow's return to the field?
Well, they're going to be careful, Courtney. Think about Joe Burrow. He's never had a normal offseason. 2020, he's a rookie and they had COVID. 21, he's coming off major knee surgery. 22, emergency appendectomy in training camp. Last year, he pulled a calf muscle first day of training camp. He is used to this. They would love for him to be full strength. When training camp starts, they have some hope that that's possible, but they are going to be very, very conscious to try and avoid setbacks because they want him to have as much training camp as possible, really for the very first time in his NFL career.
All right, we move on now to a comment that has made big waves on social media. Former NBA player Austin Rivers went on the Pat McAfee show to explain why he believes basketball players are more athletic than football players.
I could take 30 players right now in the NBA and throw them in the NFL. You cannot take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA.
Whoa. It's because you only allow 5 on the court. Let's all relax.
It's because you get a break every play. All you got to do is catch the ball and run north or south.
Listen, our sport.
It ain't complex.
30 players. You heard that right. That's spicy. NFL players quickly responded, rather clapped back at the claims made by Rivers. Hall of Famer Randy Moss sent out, quote, "Wow, really?" Saint safety Tyrann Mathieu tweeted, "I usually don't get into this, but if you're not a perennial all-NBA defender, you can't guard me. It's impossible." Whew. And soon-to-be Hall of Famer J.J. Watt was more direct to Rivers, saying, "You don't got a job in either right now. Go ahead and try it." So some harsh truths there lobbied over at Austin Rivers. Boog, what do you think about the comments made by Rivers? Is it possible that NBA players would have more success in the NFL than the other order?
Well, I think if we all get out of our feelings, I think we can be honest and say this. NBA players are probably more athletic because these guys are 6'6" to 7 foot. They can jump 45 inches and do flips and do all these different things. That's a fact. NFL players are a lot tougher. I can't remember the last time I've seen an NFL player flop. If you blow on LeBron James, he falls down. If you blow on some of these guys, they turn to the referee. Imagine Shai Gilgeous-Alexander coming across the middle and somebody hitting him as he catches a slant. He may never play football ever again. That's just the mentality of it. So I understand there are some players in either sport that can go both ways. But let's be honest. Like, those dudes are legitimate unicorns that are 6'7" and can jump 40 plus inches. But they also soft as hell. Let's just be honest.
And I think the difference, if we're just getting right down to it, it's the physicality. That's the difference. You see people playing celebrity basketball games, maybe even celebrity, maybe 7-on-7 games. But what makes football different is when you put those pads on and it's physical. So even as a defensive player, a lot of offenses, they want to be, okay, boom, let's make it 7-on-7. Let's try and get that offensive line out of it. But as a defensive lineman, outside linebacker, you know your job is to hit. Point blank, even as a safety, as a corner. And so I think that's the difference that a lot of people, at least Austin Rivers in this case, is not taking into account, the physicality of getting hit every single play.
All right, we've got one more tweet here. 11-year NFL vet Chris Long boiling down this argument to this. He posted, "NFL training camps are the main reason that NBA players don't cross over. Last time I checked, I never heard of load management in the NFL. Maybe it'll make its way over. Maybe it won't."